What's up, folks? You believe that? Hold on. Do you believe that? Please. Let's go. Doubt y'all and they ain't gonna be personal. You think they say y'all and they ain't gonna get personal.
Love Nation, what is going on? Hope you guys are having an absolutely wonderful start to your evening, depending on what time zone you're in. Now I gotta say, you know, I have been accused on Twitter of doing clickbait thumbnails, doing clickbait headlines. What do I got to say to that? You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I have dreamed of being in a spot, man, where I can say, you know what, we own the Big 12. We just own it. I know we're not perfect, but I'm gonna throw it in there, baby. We own it. We're getting better every single week. That's right. So, if you hate the clickbait, smash that like. If you love it, smash that like. Join the conversation here. We're going to go through taking a look at just the dominant performance that we saw from our offensive line, but we'll also go through the PFF grades for the entire team on both offense and defense, which is great. Of course, really do appreciate all the support. Getting together with you guys here on live is always the funnest part in all of this. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Let's go ahead and lead with what I had in the subject line, is that we were honestly, man, we were perfect in pass protection in this game. No doubt about it. Now, let's just get into it. I mean, perfect. Like, we did allow a couple of pressures, right? But at the end of the day, what we saw, a perfect performance. That's how I see it. No doubt about it. Maybe I should stick up here. Sorry, guys. I'm going to move myself over here. That looks so much better. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's start with the pass protection. Colorado, collectively had a team grade in this game. We'll go back and look at that at the end, but it was like 92% or 92 grade overall in the pass blocking. It was awesome. Credit to everybody, man. Everybody on the line played really, really well. I pointed this out a little bit yesterday in my live stream because you guys asked for it. So I'm giving you guys a little bit of a recap if you didn't see this yesterday. But guys like Tyler Brown, Hank Salinskis, we saw them really bounce back in pass protection, going up against a really tough guy in Dante Corleone. Pretty surprising. Definitely pretty surprising here. And this is awesome to see the development. Again, this is a team that's continuing to get better every single week. I believe it. And we saw it here with our offensive line. Just look at these grades. We haven't seen these all year. Grades like this collectively: 85.3, 84.7, 83.6, 83. Kareem Harden, Phillip Houston, 82.3. Jordan Seaton, 78.5. Dallin Hayden, Isaiah Gustav, both with 75.5, 74.4 grades respectively. Savell Smalls at 70.4 and Khalil Benson at 62.1. And, we've all kind of, when it comes to pass protection, it's kind of like Justin Houston or Phillip Houston or Khalil Benson's probably our weakest player at pass protection. Maybe Tyler Brown too, I guess you could consider. But even like if you're getting a 62 grade right now from your lowest performing offensive lineman, everybody performed really, really well, including Khalil Benson. I thought that they were great. And again, that was a nice stunt that was kind of run on him at the end, but Shedeur threw a touchdown off this hit. Threw a touchdown to Travis Hunter off of this hit. Allowed 2 pressures on the day, 1 hurry, 1 hit. We were flawless. This is a perfect performance, man. Honestly, this is a perfect type of performance. And now our offensive line, they have experienced this, which is a beautiful thing. Not F side 3 coming in here saying rotating O lineman is genius. And, Coach Prime has talked about this. It wouldn't be like my traditional thinking, to rotate these guys, which is kind of the traditional thinking of most of these, old heads in football, right? But it's been working. It has been working. And I think right now, it's nothing short of genius, man, because everybody's getting to play. I think that is good enough to play, right? And Coach Prime, I think, also mentioned this of just how, hey, maybe that's going to help guys like not enter the portal. I mean, you rotate defensive linemen so often. Why not offensive linemen if you can do that? And he talked about, Coach Prime too, about how it makes the defensive linemen have to prepare extra because all these guys are a little bit different. You don't know how, say you're seeing Tyler Brown for a couple of drives, and then you go and see Justin Mayers for a few drives after. One, Justin Mayers is going to be ready to go, or whoever's coming off that bench, and they're going to attack you differently. They have different strengths in their skill set. And so this has been, I'm not the biggest college football expert, so I'm sure some of you guys like in the chat or watching this on the replay can maybe point to some different teams that have done this, that have rotated offensive linemen consistently. But I can't really think of one outside of Michigan State last year. They were rotating Ethan Boyd and another right tackle all the way through. And I think that was mainly because they didn't really feel like they had a starter there. But maybe it's more common in college football than I realized. But I think that this is something to where we have been doing this now for 2-3 games, and we've been seeing more success with it as we go forward. I love it. And again, for guys that choose to come here, I don't really feel like there's much of an overall difference again between some of the different offensive linemen that we have. So I agree with Coach Prime that there are more than 5 guys right now that are good enough to play on this line. And so it's awesome to see that just from that standpoint, that they're all getting playing time. I love to see that. No doubt about it. And, hopefully this is going to be something that helps us in the transfer portal and recruiting overall. Because you can continue to earn playing time as time goes on. And it's not necessarily just a starting 5, just like the defensive line front. It's not just a starting 4. Wonderful point there. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the run blocking. So a little bit different, a lot of yellow, and that's typically what we see with Pro Football Focus and how they grade our run grades, right? Let's take a look at the starters here. Philip Houston, 72.7. No surprise for me to see him as the top graded run blocker. He has been quite a bit. And I also like to see that we're running more zone, with this team. And Isaiah Gustave, again, was great in this game. We got some athletic linemen, man. Like Philip Houston, he can get out there. So that doesn't surprise me that he was our best lineman in zone. And him and Jordan Seaton were our best linemen here in gap as well. And man, Morgan Pearson got on the field a little bit with the injury to Sam Hart. Seemed to perform well. Let's continue to move on here. Here's the middle of our offensive line. Kareem Harden, 59.1. Hank Zielinskis, 58.4. Cleo Benson, 55.1. Justin Mayers, 52.4. Tyler Brown and Jordan Seaton rounded out with 50.5. Of course, you want to see this improve. But again, I think what I'm happy about is that you're not seeing anybody in the run or in the red. Nobody's getting completely dominated. And I think these grades, granted, always take PFF with this stuff with a huge grain of salt, because it is like one or two people's just opinion on whether they did good that play or not. But I think it is kind of interesting that this kind of lines up with Coach Prime is saying, is that we got more than 5 guys that can play. And that's very true with how this grades out. I mean, everybody's performances have on the offensive line here have been kind of all around the same, just like you saw with the pass blocking as well. All right, let's go Shedeur, and then I'll get to the defense. Of course, Shedeur was fantastic. I think played one of his best games as a Colorado Buffalo in this game. And again, him playing with the flu, just GOAT status stuff, no doubt about it. Dealing with a dirty hit in the second half, but still finished it out. And again, I had no issues with how Coach Prime managed that game in the second half. I think it was totally fine. I thought he managed it great. We got that win. We got that win, baby. And we ran that clock. All right, but 80% completion, 25 of 31, 323 yards, 10.4 yards per average. That's always amazing stuff. 2 touchdowns. He also had a rushing touchdown, had 1 batted ball. But he was really, really good overall. Quarterback rating 131.6. Took 1 sack that was on him. Like I said, the offensive line was perfect. Let's get into like the passing direction and stuff like that. Hey, okay, yeah, we're right here. Not as many deep shots in this game, so that's pretty interesting. But again, going deep, Shedeur connected, to Travis Hunter. No doubt about it. He was fantastic in all parts of the field. And there was good distribution. I mean, look at this. 3 attempts, 2, 3, 1, 3, 4, 2, 0, 8, 1. It's kind of interesting. He had 8 for 8 behind the line of scrimmage. I don't really remember him throwing too much behind the line of scrimmage. So I think we've had good pass distribution in this game. I think Shedeur did a very good job of getting rid of the ball. And of course, the offensive line did their best job they've done for him so far in his Buffalo's career, with giving him a clean pocket on every drop back, essentially. Kept clean, 84%. I mean, that's what you want to see. Under pressure, he was 4 for 6 for 34 yards. Still at a 66% completion. You'll take that. Not blitzed, 80% when blitzed. Cincinnati, did not blitz. They stayed true to how they play defense. And again, I know that's how they play, but that style just does not match up well for this offense. Shedeur killed them when he blitzed, or when they blitzed. 83.3% completion, 45 yards. And 3 first downs. 3 first downs on 6 attempts. That's really, really nice. Play action, that's a beautiful thing. 10 of 12, guys, 83%, 126 yards and a touchdown. That's the beautiful thing about having a run game. 40% of his dropbacks in this game were off of play action. That's what happens when you run it for like over 30 attempts, right? Close to 40, I think we had total as a team. That was beautiful. And like I pointed out, we had great distribution of the passing depth here. 10%, 19%, 29%, 29%. It was awesome. There wasn't a quadrant of the field where Shedeur was bad at. He was great everywhere, and I'm glad to see more people talking about him, putting him in the Heisman race. I think On3 now has him as in the top 5, which is great. Now, still want Travis Hunter to win it, but I'm not going to be picky. If Shedeur's going to win it, I love that, but I want to see Travis Hunter win it, man. I really do. All right, let's go ahead and move forward to the defense, and then I'll get to some of your questions and comments afterwards. No shocker here. Travis rated as the best defender, and DJ McKinney are they're right behind. He's right behind at a 75.4 grade. Samuel Okunloa, great grade as well. Taj McCoy, who I had in the thumbnail, they both had grades over 68. They were really, really good. Let's go ahead and get into like some of the details of this, though. Let's start with the run defense. Levante Bentley had a great game in this matchup. 4 tackles, 3 of those were stops. You saw Samuel Okunloa. I mean, he was all over the place, man. 3 total tackles. Travis Hunter with a tackle in run defense, 1 in pass, 4 pass breakups, by the way. I mean, just Heisman level stuff. Keaton Wade blanked the stat sheet, but had a good grade here in run defense with 65.7. Cameron Silman-Craig was all over the field in this game. The Shark really killed it. 4 tackles. He had 1 missed tackle, but again, 3 stops. Him and Levante Bentley led the team in stops. It's awesome to see. And then let's talk about the big guys up front. Amari McNeil led the interior defensive line, or the defensive line rather, 63.2. Anquan Barnes was right there at 60.2. That probably would have been higher if it wasn't for that ghost penalty. That, again, the refs absolute trash in this game. We overcame the refs. We overcame the commercial breaks. We overcame the late kickoff time. We overcame our opponent. No doubt about it. We were resilient. Anquan Barnes should have had a better grade. Carter Stoutmeyer there with a grade of 60. Taj McCoy, Tafik Thomas, all with a grade of 60. Now, man, I don't really get it, but it is what it is, right? All of our starting kind of edge players here, and Chidoze and Shane Cokes, like our starting front 4 pretty much outside of Samuel Okunloa. BJ Green had 2 tackles on the day, 56.2. Arden Walker, 3 tackles on the day, 55.4. Chidoze, Preston Hodge, Shane Cokes, all with 1 tackle. You know, they graded around that 50 mark. You know, Chidoze and Amari McNeil should have had higher grades just based on how they stuffed that beautiful 4th and 1 play. Wasn't that just beautiful? I thought the defensive line played great, but nonetheless, I haven't even watched the replay. But I thought that our defense did awesome. We kicked butt, and everybody that got reps should be very happy with their performance. I at least am. Now let's go to the real fun stuff, and that's the pass rush, man. BJ Green was, of course, always penetrating, as he always is. You know, BJ never loafing, always penetrating Green. That's just what I know him as now. So I want to get like a custom 35 jersey that just says always penetrating or Mr. Penetration. I mean, wouldn't that be cool? It's like a WWE nickname. Anyways, he had 3 pressures, 2 hits, 1 hurry. Arden Walker had a hit in a hurry. PFF isn't crediting any of our guys with a sack. I thought Cameron Silman-Craig and somebody else had a sack on ESPN. I'm going to look at that here very quickly. 1 second. So it's weird how like some of these, how there's like discrepancies. It's like kind of annoying, honestly. ESPN credited Cameron Silman-Craig with a sack, the lone sack of the day. So PFF, add that, just do it. But yeah, total on the day, 5 pressures, 3 hits, 2 hurries, a little bit quiet of a day, but again, disruptive enough to help this defense hold Cincinnati at bay. And I think we were getting pressure at some pretty important moments as well. Now let's look at the coverage. Again, Travis Hunter killed it, 78.4. DJ McKinney was really good in this game, along with Preston Hodge. His grade should have been higher because of that phantom pass interference called on him. We all know that. Again, overcoming the refs. That's what we did. But by the way, Brett Yormark, get the word into the refs that the Buffs are good for business, baby. You know, it would be great to start having a Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City Chiefs like whistle when it comes to us in the Big 12 play. You know, I have no shame about asking for that. You know, I always say this, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, man. And get everybody on steroids and let's get the refs on our side. I mean, come on, Brett Yormark. Like the fact that they took away Jimmy Horn's thing, and then we've always seen now on Twitter the last couple of days of other college players doing that and not being penalized, man, it's just whack. Brett Yormark, get your conference under control. Know what's good for business, baby. Mekhi Hill-Green, solid in pass coverage, 69.1. Carter Stoutmeyer had 6 snaps in pass coverage, had a good grade as well, 67.2. He'll be a starter for us next year. Colton Hood was good, 66.2 on 10 snaps. Again, Cameron Stillman Craig, great, 65.9. Good grade. Did he have any PBUs? No. But Preston Hodge, 2 PBUs. DJ McKinney, 1. Travis Hunter, 2. Is there anything worse? Shiloh, it's a 62.7. Allowed only 1 catch for 6 yards. So that's nice. That's nice. And I don't think Shiloh had any missed tackles on the day, did he? Or maybe he had 1. Better day from Shiloh, but still got to be better. I think, man, that just might be about it. And we can take a look at wide receivers, the production again with the LeJontay Wester now will be number 1 moving forward. That's really exciting. I think that's really cool. But Travis Hunter with a Heisman-worthy performance. Jimmy Horn starting to feel himself, which is great. LeJontay Wester, another fantastic performance. Draylon Miller had 2 really key receptions for us, 2 for 27 yards, and I think 1 was for a first down here. No, both of his catches were for first down conversions. That's huge. That's huge. Credit to Draylon Miller, man. He's really going to be a threat for us next year. And then a little bit of a quieter day for Will Shepherd, but again, Cincinnati, they got to cover at least somebody, and not a busy day for Will Shepherd. He almost came down with that pass interference touchdown that they didn't call on the defender, of course, but good day from him, regardless, because he drew the flag, in my opinion. And let's take a look at the rushing. Isaiah Gustive, again, newcomer. Big 12 newcomer, player of the week, Isaiah Gustive. And I saw Travis Hunter was defensive or offensive, I forget, but now he's won both the defensive and offensive player of the week in the Big 12. Historic, give him the Heisman. But Isaiah Gustive, 22 attempts, 91 yards, 4.1 yard average, had a nice touchdown run too. Dallin Hayden was provided great spell reps, 10 for 36, and he had a nice long run for us. If I remember here, 9-yard run. That's good. Isaiah Gustive had a long of 13. I just love this running game, man. 39 total attempts between everybody, and that's really great. 32 for our 2 running backs, and hopefully Michael Welsh is able to get healthy over the bye week. Get ready for Texas Tech, which they might be on their backup quarterback, but Texas Tech, they're still gonna be an entertaining offense. They're still gonna have some juice, especially being at home, going up against us, right? The team's always bringing against us, no doubt. This is gonna be a fun game here, and it would be great to have all 3 of our main running backs involved in that game, no doubt about it. So overall, just a lovely performance, man, from the Buffs. This team truly has gotten better, pretty much every week. And we've learned lessons along the way, and we've gotten better, man. The coaches, the players, the product, just everything looks good. Everything looks good. We're now at 10 commits, which last year, by the time we started the season, this season we had 10 or 11. Because we added some guys over the summer and late in the spring. So I think we're in a really good spot right now. And again, just love to see the offensive line getting better. Shout out to Phil. All my guys know their assignments. Old Holt. This is just, guys, I got to be honest with you. I was not expecting to ever see a game this year where we saw this. I don't care who the opponent was, man. I don't care who it was. I was not expecting to see something like this. We've now had multiple games, I believe, where we haven't allowed a sack. The offensive line has not allowed a sack. We've had multiple games now. I think we did it against Arizona. There might have been one other team in which we have done that. Maybe it was UCF. I'm just so proud of this team, man. Really, really am. Let me go and find our team right here because I wanted to read to you guys the grades just overall. So overall, we had an 85.1. This was our highest graded game of the year. And I think it was a really solid performance. I can see why. Pass blocking, 92.2. Run blocking, 60.7, which is close to the highest on the year. You know, we've had some better. We actually had our highest graded run blocking grade against Kansas State. How does that work out? You guys get my live reaction with these, and another solid special teams performance. Shout out to Mark Vassett, and shout out to Mata on great days as the specialists. 83.1 best day in coverage as well. So this team, we've talked about it from the preseason on, guys, is that this team is going to have to peak at the right time, at the end of the season. Can we play our best 4 games of football to finish off the year? That's what we're going to need, man, to get ourselves not only to 10-2, but that shot at that Big 12 title game. Hopefully the football gods can be on our side and give us a little bit of luck with a few of the teams ahead of us. But we're in great position to have an exciting postseason nonetheless. All right, I'll get to some of your comments. I'll wrap this thing up. Gonna watch some Desperate Housewives. All right. Let's see. Yeah, VH coming in here. Rotation helps, keeps players fresh too. Yes, absolutely. And our offensive line has been playing great when guys have been staying fresh. You'll love it. Hosea, we are solid this year. Next year we can restock and get new bodies. It's going to be scary. Yes, we're going to continue to improve, get better and better and better. Man, y'all are trolling. Y'all are trolling. Shout out to be rated last. Y'all are terrible, man. More high quality depth if the offensive line that graduates go to the NFL. Rotation is proven effective to not hurt draft stock. Yes. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. No doubt about it. Hey, the Ohio podcast coming in saying, "What's up, David? Looks like you moved in well, judging by the wall behind you." Yes, all settled here in San Antonio again. Thanks for having me as part of your network. Guys, go check out the Ohio podcast. I'm sure they have some words to say after almost losing to Nebraska, but they got it done. And they put together the College Huddle. So you can find podcasts. Just go to collegehuddle.com, and you can find podcasts, YouTube channels for every single team in college football, including a lot of G5 and college basketball. Now, I don't like college basketball, but if you like college basketball, that's the place to go. Find some other channels. So I will be collaborating with some more guys, just like I did with Cocaine Willie here in the future. It's going to be great. Yeah, Cam continues to ball out, man. He's going to get drafted. I really do think he is. Yes, Lamar, Phil, all my guys know their assignments. Lold Holt is slowly becoming my my favorite assistant coach. Yes, mine too. Sorry, Warren Sapp. Sorry, Damian Lewis. Phil Loholt's got you beat right now. The development that we've seen has just been great. It's been great. It's great to see the offensive line get more confident and get better as the season goes on, instead of them getting less confident and shittier like last year, right? Totally different look and feel. Yeah, Draylon Miller, man. All you want to see, really, if a true freshman's going to get on the field, my expectation is, hey, just show some flashes. I mean, you're already exceeding expectation, in my opinion, when you're just able to get playing time as a true freshman. We've seen him as well as Draylon Miller, as well as Michael Welsh, make significant plays for this team to flash. Guys, again, that's why I was so excited about Carter Stoutmire last year, even though he had his ups and downs. He made some really nice plays, and I don't care that we were a 4-8 team. When you're getting on the field as a true freshman, that is something to keep an eye on. So it doesn't surprise me that we've seen him take another significant step this year. Draylon Miller and I wish Cam Michael was healthy to play, but and Micah Welsh, they're going to take jumps next year. Like we're just seeing, the bottom of the baseline for them, man. We're just seeing the floor. That's what's crazy. These guys are going to be integral parts of the offense next year. No doubt about it. Yeah, exactly. Like we do have one of the best receiving cores in the country. And yeah, probably in the Big 12. That's how I feel about it. CB wants us to focus more on trap and power. Our zone run blocking is ineffective. All our best runs were with power and trap. I do remember that there were some plays where there was that one touchdown run, right, from Isaiah Gustive where Jordan Seaton was peeling out, on the block, pulling on the block. So you could be right there. And I think people have said that, going back to other games as well. It's kind of interesting because, I feel like maybe Dallins are a better runner for that type of scheme, like I thought. But then we see Isaiah put up the numbers that he did this week. So maybe it's not really a thing I should get too crazy about. Can we please get Baby T.O. on the field unless he is redshirting? Maybe, but I mean, we got a lot of really damn good guys ahead of him. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I like the mix that we got right now. If Baby T.O. wants to get on the field, he's got to be better than those guys. But maybe, if we're able to blow out one of these opponents or some of these opponents to end the season, it would be great to see guys get more playing time, just like we saw Jordan Onovwe get on the field against Arizona due to some injuries, and get a touchdown target there at the end of the game. Come on, stop. Put it where you can get it. Yeah, but nonetheless, I don't know if Baby T.O. is Cordell Russell is redshirting. Maybe he could because of his injury, and that might be the route for him to take. What's really good news, Gennaro, is that we got 4 games left, and he essentially could play in all of those, still redshirt, and then he can play in as many postseason games as we have, whether that's conference championship, bowl games, whatever. What's up, Northside? Bro, I can't believe you're not going to the Texas Tech game since you are hours away. Dude, I kid you not. I was probably closer to Lubbock living in Denver than where I'm at in San Antonio right now. I kid you not. Let me go check this drive right now. Yeah, Texas, Lubbock's about a little under 6 hours. And let me see where Denver was at. And we're going to put in Lubbock. It's going to be close. Oh, yeah. 8 hours. So I still technically am closer out here than I am in Denver. Amarillo. That's what I was thinking of. Amarillo would have been around the same distance. But yeah, I moved back here to be closer to a lot of family, friends, lifelong friends. We're close to, long-term friends. And so I'm here to talk about the Buffs, but I'm spending a lot of time with family right now. And I think that's what we got going on. I might actually be gone this weekend too. I kind of forget. I need to see when some of these events are, but yeah, staying busy out here. It's been great, but hopefully I can get out to some games next year. I think is a little bit more likely than this year. How many players from CU make the Big 12 first team all conference? I think you'll get Travis, Shedeur. Maybe you could get Nakai Hill Green, as well as Cam Silman Craig. Like I would say maybe those 4. If we could get a second wide receiver there, it would be LeJontay Wester. I think both of those very well could be all first team Big 12 guys. I don't know, like BJ Green. Again, we don't have like one dominant edge guy, but I think BJ Green right now is playing on a trajectory to make an all-conference team. If we finish 10-2, I think a lot of these guys that I just named on will probably be in those top 3 teams, no doubt about it. It really just depends on how we finish. I think if some of these guys, Chidoze, but again, I don't really know. Of course, I know our names with CU better than I do, the other Big 12 teams. But those are the guys that would be on my radar to get conference-wide recognition. That's awesome. We got a Damian Lewis favorite coach in here, man. I love it. Yeah, Coach Oldholt absolutely crushing it, man. Smash that like for Coach Oldholt. Smash that like for Damian Lewis. Come on now. Carter should start over Shiloh. That took him out of the game. Yeah. Carter's a very good safety, man. I just don't see that happening. But yeah. Coach Mathis, a guy that I was very critical of. Sorry, Caleb. I was critical of your daddy. But he's gotten that secondary in order this year. No doubt about it. He's been killing it. I got no qualms with our assistant coaches right now. And that should be the case. That should be the case when you're winning games like this. Yeah, man. We own the Big 12. I don't care if we lost to Kansas State, man. We beat Kansas State. We beat Kansas State if we play them this week. We beat Nebraska if we play them this week. We're a better team, man. We are a better team this week because we get better every single week. We get better every single week. If we play Nebraska in a bowl game, I think that would be a lot of fun. We would totally destroy them. That's how I feel about it. Mike, Nebraska Rascal, y'all get in here. Tell me I'm wrong right now, but that's how I feel about it. Cameron Parker, get in here. That's how I feel about it. We're a better team right now than we were when we got our losses. I think we can beat Kansas State if we get another shot at them. I would love to have a rematch against them in the Big 12 championship game. Wouldn't that just be iconic? And we can beat them. Yes, DJ McKinney, Colton Hood, better every single week. Guys, development. Again, I'm gonna shout out my friend Rawhide. No doubt about it. Now he was very upset. It was so funny because he preached all summer and off season that it doesn't even matter kind of how they perform against North Dakota State in terms of what the final score is. He was a little upset, I guess with how the game was played, which I understand. I mean, I was pissed against Nebraska the following week, but he would always say, if we lose to North Dakota State week 1, that doesn't mean the season's lost. Like, this team has still plenty of time to get better and better. And that part of what he said has been, it's totally true. Like, it's not about how you play week 1, week 2, even week 3. Are you continuing to get better every week? Are you going to peak at, in the last quarter of your season? That's where we're at right now. And that's how I feel like where we're going. That's what good football teams do. No doubt about it. They always peak. They're always tougher to play, these NFL teams, in December than they are in September. That's just how it is. Yeah, and Jordan Seaton very well not only could be a freshman All-American, but yeah, he could make one of these all-conference teams as well. I would agree with you, Lamar. I totally spaced on that. Yeah, Wester, is he like 5'11", 5'10", something like that? He plays bigger than his size. All right, here. Yeah, BYU. Yeah, they got to lose. Kansas State. Again, I think if we get a rematch, man, we beat them. We beat them. That would be the perfect way to end this season. That's really what I want. We take care of business in these last 4 games, and we get that Kansas State rematch in the Big 12 title game. This doesn't mean anything, but I just think it's funny. In the seasons that I've played in like the college football game, I always end up rematching Kansas State in that conference title game. That's how it always works out. Miami, Colorado would be a really fun game as well if we can make the playoff. Yes. ScoBuffs22 brought up today, maybe playing Alabama in a bowl game. And that could be a lot of fun. So it's a shame that FSU is like becoming the new Colorado, right? Just a program with no substance, terrible culture, just not serious at all. And yeah, so I mean, they're on their path to being 1-11. It would have been cool to play them in a bowl game. Oh, but again, yeah, man, I won Oregon. I love it. I love it. I don't know if I necessarily want Oregon right now. I got to be completely honest with you, but yeah, they're looking good, but I think they're beatable. I think they're totally beatable. No doubt about it. Anyways, guys, I am going to shut this thing down. Really appreciate every single one of you. I'm going to be back tomorrow. I have a really special guest, guys, coming on the show on Wednesday. His name is Brian Gregory. I feel like this dude is about to become a star. Like, that's really how I feel about him. He's very, very good at what he does. He's a college football expert. He currently works for the Dallas Cowboys, but I love his work. And so he finally hit me up, got back with me, and we're going to do a collaboration together Wednesday evening, an hour before the Buff Blitz. So y'all be sure to really tune into that. We'll talk Colorado. We'll talk greater college football there in the second half as well. I think you guys are going to really enjoy him again, and I just think he's got a very bright future doing this. He's very good at it. So thank you guys so much. I will see you guys tomorrow. As always, Sco Buffs.